Param here is Nihal. Param is very enthusiastic, Mataji, as well as Nihal also.
Yes.
They are very enthusiastic kids. Getting slowly into the Srimad Bhagavatam का रसपान कर रहे हैं रसमालयम मधुर मुहुर रसिका भुवि भावों का. Okay, so I welcome you all of you for our Srimad Bhagavatam class today, and we'll do few more verses. Today we'll finish Bhisma Stuti. There are 11 verses. We have done 8, and 3 of them today we'll do it, and then we'll finish the chapter, because the rest of the 7 verses are only information. We will read the translation only on that one. Okay, so before we begin, let us recite our Mangalacharana prayer as usual. Those who know, they can sing along with me. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshura Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Dalita Sri Visakhan Vitanscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratuse Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vindham. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So now you please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayana
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaturvatanam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devi Samsyatam
Tato Jayam Udirayet Nastapraye Suabhadresu
Nastapraye Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Bhagavati Krishna
Shloke
Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So far we have a Param, Mihika, Jyotsna, and Nihal. That's all, right? Okay. So we'll begin reciting this verse 40, part of the Bhisma Stuti. 40, 41, 42, three more verses that we will do today. And we'll finish the Bhisma Stuti. So please repeat after me. Lalita Gati Vilasa Valguhasa
Lalita Gati Vilasa
Hasya
प्रणय निरीक्षण कल्पितो रुमाना कृतमनुकृत्य उन्मदान्दा प्रकृतिमगन किल यस्य गोपवद्वा Okay, one more time. Lalita Gati Vilasa Valguhasa
Lalita Gati Vilasa Valguhasa
Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpito Rumana
Raksha Kalpatruva
Krutam Anukrutavatya Unmadanda
Kritam Arthana Amandana
Prakruti Magana Kilaya Gopavadva
Pratamagana Kanayasya Gopapadha.
Very good. So I will recite whole four line together. Just listen, and then I will tell you to recite. Okay.
Okay.
Lalita Gati Vilasa Valguhasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpito Rumana Krutam Anukrutavatya Unmadanda Prakruti Magane Kilayasya Gopavadva. Boliye, now you can recite.
Prabhuji, can Mihika?
Okay.
Lalita gati vilasha valguhasha pranaya nirikshana kalpita romana kritamanu kritavatya unmadanda prakriti magan kilayasya gopavadva.
Very good. Next.
Can Param go?
Okay.
Lalita Gati Vishalya Valagusya Hasya Tana Niraksha Tato Mana Kitamamam Anata Amadya Tata Bhagat Kilya Yasya Gopivya Vihadya.
Okay. Next.
Can Manhar
Can Jyotsna go?
Okay.
Can Manhar?
Manhar. Okay, Manhar and then Jyotsna.
Lalita gati vilasa valguhasa pranaya nirikshana kalpito omana kretamanu kritpatya unmadanda prakritim agan kilayasya go pavadva.
Very good. Jyotsna and then Nihal.
Lalita Gati Vilasa Valguhasa Pranaya Pranaya nirikshana kalpito rumanaha kritamanu kritavatya unmadandaha prakritim magan kilayasya gopavidvaha.
Very good. Nihal.
Lalita gati vilasa Vaghuyasya pranayani karasna kalpito ruma kritam anukrutavatya anumadan dadaha prakritim agan kilayasya gopavadva.
Very good. Okay, so who can read the synonym now? Anyone?
Can Jyotsna read?
Okay, just now go ahead.
Lalita, attractive. Gati, movements. Vilasa, fascinating acts. Valguhasa, sweet smiling. Pranaya, loving. Nirikshana, looking upon. Kalpita, mentality. Urmanaha, highly glorified. Kritam anukritavatyah, in the act of copying the movements. Unmada andaha, gone mad in ecstasy. Prakritim, characteristics. Agan, underwent. Kila, certainly. Gesya, whose. Gopavidvaha, the cowherd damsels.
Very good. Gopa Vadvaha. Cowherd damsel. Okay. So next translation. Who can read the translation? Anyone?
Can Manhar read?
Manhar? Okay, go ahead.
Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Sri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Rajatam, the gopis. The damsels imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the rasa dance.
Very good. So who is speaking this?
Bhishmadev?
Bhishmadev. Very good. Okay. So who can read the purport? Now everybody should hear very carefully, because after reading the purport, I'm going to ask you questions. So very attentively, even if you don't read, but hear, very attentively hear, and those who are going to read, very nicely, slowly, and properly read that thing. Who can read it?
Himika.
Okay, go ahead.
By intense ecstasy in loving service, the damsels of Vrajabhumi attained qualitative oneness with the body by dancing with him on an equal level, embracing him with nuptial love, smiling at him in joke, and looking at him with a loving attitude. The relation with the Lord, with Arjuna, is undoubtedly praiseworthy for devotees like Bhishma Deva. But the relation of the gopis with the Lord is still more praiseworthy because of their still more purified loving service. By the grace of the Lord, Arjuna was fortunate enough to have fragmental service as a chariot driver with the chariot driver, but the Lord did not equal strength. The gopis, however, practically became one with the Lord by attainment of equal footing with the Lord. Bhishma's aspiration to remember the gopis is a prayer to have their mercy also at the last stage of his life. The Lord is satisfied more when his pure devotees are glorified, and therefore Bhishma Deva has not only glorified the acts of Arjuna, his immediate object of attraction, but has also remembered the gopis who are endowed with unrivaled opportunities for rendering Lord loving service to the Lord. The gopis' equality with the Lord should never be misunderstood to be like the Sayuja liberation of the impersonalists. The equality is one of perfect ecstasy, where the different conception is completely eradicated. For the interests of the lover and the beloved, become identical.
Okay, everybody understood what he read?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so
I couldn't.
Josna, can you tell me in short what it contains in this purport? What is Bhishma trying to say?
Basically, Bhishma Dev is trying to say that because the Lord he enjoys when people glorify his devotees as well. Bhishma Dev made sure to glorify the gopis because although people like Bhishma Dev are devotees and have a nice relationship with the Lord, and there's not many people that have a relationship with uh Lord Krishna as the gopis do because they're always really close to him.
Very good. Megha, can you tell about it something? Whatever you have heard, Megha.
Yes, Prabhuji. So basically, what I heard was basically that since Lord Krishna likes that other devotees praise their devotees like Krishna's devotees, so Bhishma Dev also glorified Arjuna, and he also glorified the gopis because both the gopis are very close to the Lord, and that's why Bhishma Dev decided to glorify them, the gopis,
Mhm. Mhm.
because they're very close to Krishna.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you questions. You can raise your hand and I will tell the name. Okay. Question number 1. What was the relationship of Arjuna with Krishna?
Friend,
Who says that?
Nihal.
Nihal. Okay. Friend. Okay. So it's in friendship. Fraternal. Okay. Sakhya. Another word used is fraternal or friendship, or in Sanskrit it is called Sakhya. Second question. In what relationship gopis enjoyed the company of Krishna?
Madhurya.
Madhurya. Very good. Third question. Whose relationship is more praiseworthy?
Gopis.
The gopis.
Is very good. Why did Bhishma remember Gopi on his deathbed?
Because the
The
Lord
Lord
likes
likes
it
it
when
when they purify the Lord's devotees.
I like the Lord.
Very good. Okay, some more. Anybody can say anything more? So you can say, Lord, Bhishma Dev has a desire, aspiration. Here it is. Bhishma's aspiration to remember the gopis is a prayer to have their mercy also at the last stage of his life. Okay? And then the last question on this one is, when Lord is more satisfied?
when you
When
his pure devotees are glorified.
Exactly. Yes. When pure devotees are glorified, Lord is more satisfied. Very good. Okay, so we'll move to the next one now. Text 41.
Yeah.
So please repeat after me. Niganan Rupavarya Sankulenta
Muni Janagarya Virasgunita
Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajasuya Esham Aranama Upapeda Ikshaniyo Mama Drusi Gochara Esha Aviratma
Mama
Okay, one more time. Muniganan Rupavarya Sankulenta
Munigananrapavarya Sankulena
Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajasuya Esha
Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajasu Ya Esham
Araharamupapeda Ikshaniyo
Arahanamupapeda Ikshaniya
Mama Drusi Gochara Esa Aviratma
Mama
Mama Drishikotaraya
Esa Aviratma.
Okay, now I'll recite all 4 lines together. Listen very carefully. Then you can recite it. Muniganan Rupavarya Sankulenta Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajasu Ya Esha Arahanamupapeda Ikshaniyo Mama Drusi Gochara Esha Aviratma. Okay, so let's say, Mihika, can you recite first?
Yes, Prabhuji. 1 second. Munigananrapavarya Sankulenta Sadasi Yudhishthira Esham Arhanamupa Peda Ikshaniyo Mama Drishigojara Esha Aviratma.
Very good. Manhar?
Okay, Prabhuji. Munigana Nripavarya Sankulena Anata Sadashi Yudhishthira Rajasu Ya Esham Arahanamapape Da Ikshaniya Mama Drishi Gochara Esha Viratma.
Very good. Param?
Munigana Nirpa Varas Mukve Rita Sadira Sirudrishta Ragusa Esam Aranamapeda Inaksha Mama Dushta Gokara Eshai Viratma.
Okay, Jyotsna?
Munigananrapavarya Sankulentaha Sadashi Yudhishthiri Rajasu Yaesham Arhanam Upapeta Ikshaniyo Mama Drishi Gochara Esha Viratma.
Very good. Anybody else?
Nihal.
Okay, Nihal. Go ahead.
Muniganarapavarya Sankulenata Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajaso Ya Esham Arahanam Upada Ikasaniyo Mama Drushi Gochara Esavir Atma.
Very good. Who can read the synonym?
Nihal.
Okay.
Munigana, the learned sages. Nrupavarya, the great ruling kings. Sanukule, in the great assembly of Antaha Sadasi, conference. Yudhishthira, of Emperor of Yudhishthira. Rajasuye, a royal performance of sacrifice. Isham, of all great elites. Aharam, respectful worship. Upapeda, received. Ikshaniya, the object of attraction. Mama, my. Drasi, sight. Gocharha, within the view of. Esa avi, personally present. Atma, the soul.
Very good. Translation? Who can read it?
Can Jyotsna read?
Okay, just go ahead.
At the Rajasuya Yagna sacrifice performed by Maharaja Yudhishthira, there was the greatest assembly of all, the elite men of the world, the royal and learned orders, and in that great assembly, Lord Sri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remembered the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord.
Okay, so what is just now? What is Yudhishthira? Sorry, Bhismadev is saying here. He's remembering some instant. What is that incident?
He remembers when Maharaj Yudhishthira was performing the Rajasuya Yagna, which is a sacrifice, where a lot of great personalities, kings, and lot of learned people assembled, and they were worshipping Lord Sri Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead.
Very good, nice. Okay, who can read the purport?
Can Manhar?
Okay, Manhar. The first paragraph, Manhar, second, Mihika. There are 3 paragraphs anyway. So now everybody, it's a long purport here. So please attentively hear and read nicely so everybody can understand, and then I'll ask you questions, okay? Okay, Manhar, first paragraph for you, second paragraph for Mihika, and third paragraph for Jyotsna, okay? Go ahead.
After gaining victory in the battle of Kurukshetra, Maharaj Yudhishthira, the emperor of the world.
Slowly, Manhar, little bit slowly, you're going too fast.
Okay. After gaining victory in the battle of Kurukshetra, Maharaj Yudhishthira, emperor of the world, performed the Rajasuya sacrificial ceremony. The emperor, in those days, upon his ascendance to the throne, would send a challenge horse all over the world to declare his supremacy, and any ruling prince or king was at liberty to accept the challenge and express his tacit willingness either to obey or to disappoint the supremacy of the particular emperor. One who accepted the challenge had to fight with the emperor and establish his own supremacy by victory. The defeated king would have to sacrifice his life, making a place for another king or ruler. So Maharaj Yudhishthira also dispatched such challenging horses all over the world, and every ruling prince and king all over the world accepted Maharaj Yudhishthira's leadership as the emperor of the world.
Little loudly, Manhar.
Okay. After this, all rulers of the world under the regime of Maharaj Yudhishthira were invited to participate in the great sacrificial ceremony of Rajasuya. Such performances required hundreds of millions of dollars, and it was not an easy job for a petty king. Such a sacrificial ceremony being too expensive and also difficult to perform under present circumstances is now impossible in this age of Kali. Nor can anyone secure the required expert priesthood to take charge of the ceremony.
Very good. Next paragraph, Mihika.
So after being invited, all the kings and great learned sages of the assembled
Sages of the world.
sages of the world assembled in the capital of Maharaj Yudhishthira. The learned society, including the great philosophers, religionists, physicians, scientists, and all great sages were invited. That is to say, the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas were the topmost leading men in the society, and they were all invited to participate in the assembly. The Vaishyas and Shudras were unimportant elements in the society, so they were not mentioned herein. Due to the change of social activities in the modern age, the importance of men has also changed in terms of occupational positions.
Very good. Last paragraph, Jyotsna.
So in that great assembly, Lord Sri Krishna was the uh,
Cynosure.
cynosure of neighboring eyes. Everyone wanted to see Lord Krishna, and everyone wanted to pay his humble respects to the Lord. Bhishma Deva remembered all this and was glad that his worshipful Lord, the personality of Godhead, was present before him in his actual formal presence. So to mediate on the Supreme Lord is
Meditate.
a
Meditate.
so to meditate on the Supreme Lord is to meditate on the activities, form, pastimes, name, and fame of the Lord. That is easier than what is imagined as meditation on the impersonal feature of the Supreme. In the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is clearly stated that to meditate upon the impersonal feature of the Supreme is very difficult. It is practically no meditation or simply a waste of time because very seldom is the desired result obtained. The devotees, however, meditate upon the Lord's fractional form and pastimes, and therefore the Lord is easily approachable by the devotees. This is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita 12.9. The Lord is non-different from his transcendental activities. It is indicated also in the sloka that Lord Sri Krishna, while actually present before human society, especially in the connection with the Battle of Kurukshetra, was accepted as the greatest personality of the time. Although he might not have been recognized as the supreme personality of Godhead, the propaganda that a very great man is worshipped as God after his death is misleading, because a man after his death cannot be made into God, nor can the personality of Godhead be a human being even when he is a personality personally present. Both ideas are misconceptions. The idea of an- anthropomorphism cannot be applicable in the case of Lord Krishna.
Very good. So the question number 1 is, who performed Rajsuya Yagya?
Lord, sorry, not Maharaj
Yudhishthira
Yudhishthira.
Maharaj,
Maharaj Yudhishthir. Okay, why did he do that?
To
because
celebrate
it was like a custom
Bhishma.
after
Like
he
a
became king.
custom to like
Bhishma.
What is it? Just
It
one
was a
person.
custom because it was a custom after someone became king at the time.
Mhm.
It's a celebration.
Okay. Second question. Who was worshipped by all as most exalted personality of Godhead?
Lord Krishna.
Lord
Lord
Krishna.
Krishna. Very good. Question number 3. Why it is impossible to perform Rajasuya Yajna in this age of Kali?
Because we don't
Because
have
it
the
costs
qualities to
millions
do
of
that.
it costs a lot of money.
That's right.
Yes.
We don't have the
It is
qualities.
expensive, one reason. What is the other reason?
We don't have the qualities.
Have the quality.
Have a qualified priest to do it.
We have the
Right? You don't have qualified priest, Brahmana, to perform that sacrifice. Very good. Now, the last question. What does it mean to meditate of Supreme Lord?
You're meditating on his name,
free.
pastimes,
Name,
On his name, pastimes, form,
pastimes,
and fame.
activities, okay,
And fame.
form and fame.
Faith, power, and
Very,
faith.
very good. So fame is actually called on the qualities which is guna. So actually in Sanskrit word we use is Nam, Rup, Gun, Leela. Nam is name, Rup is form, Gun is quality, and Leela is pastime. Okay, so these are the things that needs to be meditated, not on impersonal something, what they like see here. Okay, so we go to the next one, 42. Okay, this is the last stuti of Bhishma Pitama. Tamimamahamajam sarira bhajam
Tamimamahamajam sharirabhajam
radi radi de sthitamatmakal pitana.
हृदि हृदि दिष्टितम् आत्मकल्पितानाम्
प्रतिदृशामिव नैकधार्कमेकम्
प्रतिदृशमिव नेकद्रार्कमेकम्
समधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहः
समधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहा
तमिममहमजम्
अहमजं शरीरभजम्
हृदि स्थितमात्मकल्पितानाम्
हृदि
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 दिष्टितम्
स्थितमात्मकल्पितानाम्
प्रतिदृशमिव नैकधा कमेकम्
प्रतिदृशमिव नेकदार्कमेकम्
समधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहः
समधिगतोऽस्मि
समधिगतोऽस्मि
विभूतभे
विदुतभेदमोहा
Very good. Now you can recite.
Prabhuji, can we hika?
Okay, I'll recite one more time. All 4 lines together. Listen very carefully. Tamimamahamajam sarirabhajam radhi pitanam pratidrusamiva naikadharkamekam samadhigatosmi vidutabe damoha.
Can we hika recite?
Yeah, okay, Mahika, go ahead.
अमहमजं शरीरभाजं हृदि हृदि दिष्टितमात्मकल्पितानां प्रतिदृशमिव नैकदार्कमेकं समधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहा.
Okay, next.
Can Manhar?
Okay, Manhar.
Okay. Tamevamaham sharirabhajam hृदि हृदि तिष्ठितमात्मकल्पितानां प्रतिदृशम् एव नैकदार्कमेकं समाधिगतोऽस्मि विधूतभेदमोहा. Can Param?
Okay, Param, go ahead.
तमहम अहम अजम शरीरे भजाम हृदि हृदि दुष्टम आत्मा कल्पितानां परिष्टम एवं निरकाम इनाम एकम साधनी गोता से विदोता भेदा मोहा.
Nihal.
तम इमम अहम अजम शरीरभजम हृदि हृदि स्थितम आत्मकल्पितानां प्रतिष्ठितम अवेकदहरकम एकम समाधिगतोऽस्मि विदुत्यभेदमोहा.
Jyotsna.
तमिममहमजं शरीरभाजं हृदि हृदि स्थितमात्मकल्पितानां प्रतिदृशम् इव नैकदार्कमेकं समधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहाः.
Very good. Anybody else? Okay, who can read the synonym? Word to word translation. Anybody? Manhar, you want to do it? Manhar?
Okay, Prabhuji. Tam, that personality of Godhead, Imam, now present before me. Aham, I, Ajam, the unborn, Sharira Bhajam, of the conditioned soul. Hare, in the heart, Hri, in the heart, Nishtitam, situated, Atma, the super soul, Kalpitanam, of the speculators, Pradit, Pratidrisham, in every direction, Eva, like, Na Ekada, not one, Arkam, the sun, Ekam, one only, Samadhikata Asmi, I have undergone trance in meditation, Viduta, being freed from, Peda Mohan, misconception of the duality.
Very good. Translation.
Can Param read?
Okay, Param, go ahead.
Translation. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon the one Lord Sri Krishna now present before me because now I have transcended my conscience of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental spectrums. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Param. Who is everyone's heart? Who he say he is in everyone's heart? Who is in
Lord
everyone's heart?
Krishna.
Sri Krishna is in everyone's heart. The Supreme
In which form? Which feature?
Paramatma.
Paramatma.
Okay, very good. Who can read the purport? The
Can
first.
Mihika?
Okay, Mihika, go ahead.
Lord Sri Krishna is the one absolute supreme personality of Godhead, but he has expanded himself into his multi-plenary portions by his inconceivable energy. The conception of duality is due to ignorance of his the conception of duality is due to ignorance of his inconceivable energy. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, the Lord says that only the foolish take him to be a mere human being. Such foolish men are not aware of this conceivable energies. By this inconceivable energy, he is present in everyone's heart, as the sun is present before everyone all over the world. The Paramatma feature of the Lord is an expansion of his plenary portions. He expands himself as Paramatma in everyone's heart by his inconceivable energy, and he also expands himself as the glowing effulgence of Brahma Jyoti. Sorry. By expansion of his personal glow. It is stated in Brahma Samhita that the Brahma Jyoti in his personal glow is his personal glow. Therefore, there is no difference between him and his personal glow Brahma Jyoti or his plenary portions as Paramatma. Less intelligent persons who are not aware of this fact consider Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma to be different from Shri Krishna. This misconception of duality is completely removed from the mind of Bhishma Deva, and he is now satisfied that it is Lord Sri Krishna only, Lord Sri Krishna only, who is all in everything. This enlightenment is attained by the great Mahatmas or devotees, as is stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, that Vasudev is all in everything, and that there is no existence of anything without Vasudev. Vasudev or Lord Sri Krishna is the original supreme person and now confirmed by a Mahajana, and therefore both the neophytes, and the pure devotees must try to follow in his footsteps. That is the way of the devotional line.
Very good. Can you summarize, Mihika? The
So
paragraph that you read?
basically, in summary, Prabhuji, in this paragraph, it's basically saying that Krishna is the only absolute personality, supreme personality of Godhead, but due to his inconceivable energy, he has expanded himself in many portion, many avatars and plenary portions. So this can confuse the people the people by saying that Lord Krishna is just a mere human being, because foolish men or people who don't understand Krishna, they think that Krishna does not have any inconceivable energies, and they never understand that. And by these energies, Krishna expands himself in different forms, which in which that's called the Paramatma form, which he is in everyone's heart. And by being in everyone's heart, Krishna also, with being in everyone's heart, Krishna also is Brahma Jyoti, and that means the light of Brahman. And basically Brahman, Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma are the same as Lord Sri Krishna, but many people think that's not, that they're all different, but they're actually the same. And this is also proved by one of the Mahajanas, Bhishma Dev, and therefore all devotees should follow Bhishma Dev's footsteps, and this is the way of the devotional line.
Very good. So next, Manhar, can you read the next paragraph? Manhar.
Okay, Prabhuji. The worshipable object of Bhishma Dev is Lord Shri Krishna's Parthsarthi, and that of the gopis is the same Krishna in Vrindavan as the most attractive Shyam Sundar. Sometimes less intelligent scholars make a mistake and think that the Krishna of Vrindavan and that of the Battle of Kurukshetra are different personalities. But for Bhishma Dev, this misconception is completely removed. Even the impersonalist object of destination is Krishna as the impersonal Jyoti, and the yogi's destination of Paramatma is also Krishna. Krishna is both Brahma Jyoti and localized Paramatma, but in Brahma Jyoti or Paramatma there is no Krishna or sweet relations with Krishna. In his personal feature, Krishna is both Parthsarthi and Sundar of Vrindavan, but in his impersonal feature, he is neither in the Brahmajyoti nor in the Paramatma. Great Mahatmas like Bhishma Dev realize all these different features of Lord Sri Krishna, and therefore they worship Lord Krishna, knowing him as the origin of all features.
It's the origin of all features. Okay, very good. So now I'll ask question. Question number 1. Who can explain the Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan?
Can Mihika?
Okay, Mihika, go ahead.
So basically, Brahman is the light of Krishna, like basically light of Brahman, which is just like the first step, you can say. And then there's Paramatma, which is Krishna himself in our hearts, and all the yogis, they meditate and then they realize the Paramatma. And I forgot one point in Brahman, that the yogis or yogis and like meditators, they all merge themselves in the light. Basically compared, like the sun is Krishna and the light is the Brahman, the light, the Brahmajyoti, and Sri Bhagwan is Lord Sri Krishna himself. So basically devotees, like in using the path of bhakti, get this they go to like Bhagwan form.
Very good. So Brahman and Paramatma, they are the features of Bhagwan, Krishna, but the only difference is that Bhagwan has a particular form, name, Nam, Rup, Gun, Lila, as we discussed, And then Brahman and Paramatma. Brahman is its light, like you explained, and Paramatma feature which stays in every living entity is heart as a witness to our activities. He witnesses our activities and he also prompts, he also directs us. So these are the Brahman, Paramana, Bhagavan. Second question, what is the worshipable object of Bhismadev?
Lord Sri Krishna.
About in which form?
In
Parthsarthi.
his Parthsarthi form.
Parthsarthi, very good. And what is the worshipable object for gopis in Vrindavan? What is their
Sham
worship?
Sundar.
Shyam Sundar, very good. Who is the origin of all features and incarnations?
Lord Sri Krishna himself.
Lord Sri Krishna himself. Okay, very good. So, thus we concluded the 11 verses of Bhisma Stuti. Now, what we're gonna do is, let me.
Prabhuji, can I use the bathroom real quick?
So, yeah, we can go ahead, but there are 7 verses which we're gonna read only translation. So, let me get to that. We can, chapter 9. Okay.
Prabhuji, can we sing the verses or no?
No, we're just gonna read because we don't have much time left now. So remaining 7 verses, we only read the translation in consecutive order one by one. You can help me read it. We will begin from 43 and onwards. This is only translation portion here. "43." So who can read this 43 verse?
Can
Manhar, let's start with Manhar. Manhar, you read 43. I will call everybody's name, okay? There are 7 verses.
Suta Goswami said, thus Bhishmadev merged himself in the Super Soul, Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions, and thus he became silent and his breathing stopped.
Okay, so basically what we will explain is, now after this instant, Bhishma Pitama will leave his body, and then Pandava will do some sanskar vidhi for him, okay? So 24, who can, Param, you can read the 20, so 44.
Okay, Prabhuji. Knowing that Bhishma Dev had merged into the ultimate eternity of the Supreme Absolute, all present there became silent like birds at the end of the day.
So Bhishma left the body, that's what it means. Okay, 45, Nihal. Nihal, are you there? Nihal?
I'm there.
Okay.
Thereafter, both men and demigods sounded drums in honor, and the honest royal order commenced demonstrations of honor and respect. And from the sky fell showers of flowers.
Okay. 46, Mehika.
O descendant of Bhrigu, Sonaka, after performing funeral rituals for the dead body of Bhishmadev, Maharaj Yudhishthira was momentarily overtaken with grief.
Very good. Then who's left now? Josna? Josna?
Prabhuji, she's not in the meeting.
Okay. Mehika, can you read 47?
Sure. All the great sages then glorified Lord Sri Krishna, who was present there by confidential Vedic hymns. Then all of them returned to their respective hermitage, bearing all Lord Krishna within their hearts.
Okay. Manhar, 48.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thereafter, Maharaj Yudhishthira at once went to his capital.
Little louder. I can't hear you properly. Manhar.
Okay, thereafter, Maharaj Yudhishthira at once went to his capital, Hastinapur, accompanied by Lord Sri Krishna, and there he consoled his uncle and aunt Gandhari, who was an ascetic.
Okay. The last word, Mehika. Last verse.
After this, the great religious king Maharaja Yudhishthira executed the royal power in the kingdom strictly according to the codes of royal principles approved by his uncles and confirmed by Lord Sri Krishna.
Very good. So here we can see that this chapter 9 is concluded, finished. Bhishma left his body. Pandavas then after performing the ceremony, they all went back home and taking care of their uncle and aunt, Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, like that. Okay, so thus we have finished 9 chapters. So who are those who have listened from chapter 1 to 9, all of them? Because next week we're gonna have a, I'm gonna ask you questions from each chapter. Okay, so you can read chapter 1 through 9, Srimad Bhagavatam. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 8 is Kunti's prayer, 7 is about the Drona, 4, 5, 6 about Narad Muni and Vyasdev. You know, chapter 1 is very important in a way that Vyasdev offers obeisances, and chapter 2 is regarding divinity and divine service. And chapter 3 is incarnations of Lord. There are 24 incarnations are described. Okay. So I'm going to ask you questions next week. Is the last class for this semester. Okay. So with this, we will conclude our session today. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Who is Kavita Sharma?
Hare Krishna.
Kavita Sharma?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare-
Sorry, like next class is mine, so sorry to disturb you.
Yes, Mataji. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I can't. Just a moment. I can't
Okay.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So
Hare
sorry, like.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have any question?
No. Actually, after your class, I have class with the kids. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.